All right, so it is day 2, and right now we're coming to you from our rooftop
bar in Rome.
So, salute.
Salute.
Before we get started on the day, we need to take a little second to go back to yesterday.
We missed a few things.
Missed a few things.
We got to catch you up because
there was
a lot happened yesterday.
One of the biggest things happened at high noon. And
we thought we were being welcomed, but apparently we were here at the exact same time as the inauguration of Pope Leo.
And how do we know that?
Because at noon, while we were at lunch, this happened.
So that was amazing and unexpected.
Very unexpected, but we knew it was happening.
Yeah, just didn't know until...
We didn't know that all of Rome was going to find out exactly when it happened at the same time.
Okay, the other thing was, you might remember that, the Trevi Fountain. Well, again, there's just people everywhere. The Trevi Fountain was pretty crowded, so we were going to try to go after dinner, and we made it.
We made it.
And even a little surprise.
It was a surprise for Debbie. I kind of knew already.
What? You never say anything to me.
I had heard that the Trevi Fountain does some kind of a light show at night. You know, we're from Orlando, so we're used to the bigness of it all. But sure enough, they did. They had all the lights turned on. It was sort of a mashup between Disney and Las Vegas. Or maybe it was that Rome-inspired Disney in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know what came first, but it was cool.
It was a beautiful light show. It was a new way for us to see. Well, yesterday was a new way for us to see. We had never seen the Trevi Fountain, and it was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous.
But unfortunately, it was just as hard to get right up to the fountain as it was during the day. So we had to watch it from afar with many, many hundreds of friends, Romans.
And speaking of friends,
countrymen,
I want to give a shout out to Shannon Snedeker, because where we went to dinner last night was called Air Facciolaro, and a guy named Daniel who owns it, whose family has owned it for 101 years. He's been now the owner for the last, I think he said 11 or 17, I can't remember what you said.
Something like that.
Yeah. So as we approached the place, I had called up the picture on the phone that Shannon Snedeker had sent me of Daniel with her whole group when they had come to Rome for New Year's Eve. So I see Daniel, and he walks up to us and he's like, "Oh, you want to have dinner?" And we're like, "Yes." And I said, "Are you Daniel? Because you look like Daniel." And he said, "I am." I said, "I have something to show you." So I opened up the picture and I show him the picture on my phone of Shannon and the gang, and he goes crazy because he remembered them, he loved them, and then he gives us like what I think is like the best seat in the whole
royal treatment. So if coffee in Italy is a moment, dinner in Italy is an event.
It was an event.
And last night was quite the event.
It was quite the event. We kind of had in mind what we were going to eat.
Debbie was going to go pasta. I was looking at seafood.
And then Omar.
Omar, the server, hit us with the special.
And then everything changed.
We both got the special.
Yes.
We told other people to get the special.
And everybody was getting it for obvious reasons. It was this beef tenderloin dish that cooks like on the plate. I don't even know how to describe it.
With potatoes and was that cheese?
Yeah, there's some kind of cheese and mushrooms in there, and it comes out like I don't know, like cooking on the plate. So Omar comes out and he walks out into the street with it, and there's like, whoa, and there's all this celebration, and everyone's looking at it. Next thing you know, it's on our table, and it was incredible. So then we watch these two girls walk by, and Daniel tries to get them to come sit down, and one of the girls, we hear her say, "Oh, save that table for us. We'll be back for 5 minutes." I looked over at Mike. I was like, there's no way they're saving that table, and there's no way she's coming back in 5 minutes. I was so wrong.
They came back.
Bro and Amy from Ireland, we got to know.
They're there visiting.
We're the most delightful and wonderful and amazing, and we did many a shot.
By the end of the night, we were friends. We were Facebook friends.
Mike's now following them on Facebook.
And it was a 4-hour dinner. The whole night lasted. We never got up and left from the table. We were there for 4 hours.
It was so much. It was so much fun. It was an epic, I'm going to call it an epic dinner. Would you agree?
I would. But here we are, almost 6 minutes in. We haven't even talked about what we did today.
All right, so on to that. It's time to talk about the Colosseum.
This is one of the reasons you come to Rome, because you don't get this anywhere else. Not anywhere. It was jaw-dropping. However many times you think you've seen video, pictures, you've seen it on TV, you've seen it in the movies, there is nothing like seeing the Colosseum in person.
And we did a tour. We got to, and it was just 8 of us on the tour.
We booked a tour through Viator, and they have different variations of tours that you can do. So there was this one little addition that you could add to the tour, and it was a tour of underneath,
like where the gladiators and the animals were.
Where the gladiators and the animals were waiting for their moment to come out to the arena floor.
So far, it's one of the most amazing things we've ever done.
It is.
Being in that space, knowing that they occupied that space and knowing what went on. We got to walk all down underneath it, and then we got to walk out, and we got to walk in where like the Imperials, she called them, walked in. We got to see where they gave the thumbs up and the thumbs down.
We saw the march of where the gladiators walked down the hall before coming up to the arena floor. We also saw where the animals were raised on a lift.
Yeah,
an elevator. They actually had a sort of an elevator that they would raise.
Force, basically.
They would raise the animals up to the arena floor and release them. It was to fight prisoners.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy
and full of story. And then she took us around the Roman Forum and the Palatine Hill. Palatine Hill, we saw some amazing ceramics and
They had just in 2021, we went into a room that had like the vases or the jugs of wine. And you can see like that they had just obviously found the pieces and just, matched them all up to put them back together. It was fascinating.
It was very.
And the other thing on the other side of the wall was oil lamps.
Yeah.
Oil lamps. And then we made our way to the Roman Forum,
where we saw the remnants of columns 2,000 years old.
Yeah. I mean, so some of the excavation was done like 500 years ago, right? So it's been around since almost 2,000 years ago, but some of the excavation was done like 500 years ago.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, you're walking around, again, where the senators, the Roman senators were.
After that, we grabbed a quick bite to eat, and we headed to the Piazza Venezia.
We climbed a lot of steps to get up there.
The wedding cake building, that they also call it. Climbed a lot of steps. And
where you get to see the most magnificent view of all of Rome.
It was incredible.
This was something Mike had been talking about us doing, like in the beginning.
Yes.
In the very beginning.
I don't think she realized the gravity of it until she was up there looking out and could see this.
I definitely
She could see the Colosseum on one side, and as far as the eye could see, I think we saw the Vatican.
I was like, we're going to go do what? Like, do we need to, aren't we going to the Spanish Steps and we're going to climb a bunch of steps, or we got to go climb more steps? He goes, we're doing this, you're going to see why. And as always, he's right. And I just assumed
how to do your research.
Just let you do everything.
But speaking of the
Spanish ride mostly.
Speaking of the Spanish Steps, that was the next thing we did.
And we did climb them.
Yeah.
There were lots of them.
We were concerned.
I climbed 27 flights of stairs today. 27 flights of stairs today.
She put in the work. She absolutely put in the work today.
So day 2 was a success.
It was amazing. My legs are killing me.
I should. How many steps did I climb today?
Oh, she's got it.
So far today, 17,298. But yesterday was 24,000. Did I tell you that already? I probably told you that already.
This is this watch. This is the one that never wanted an Apple Watch. Now she tells me all the time. And in Rome, she's telling me every couple of hours how many steps she's putting in.
Tracking everything we're doing.
All right, so what do we got now? We got dinner coming up again.
Yep, we're going to be, and you know what? Maybe we're going to be telling you about it tomorrow because it could be another epic event.
A whole new experience.
All I can say is stay tuned.
Mamma mia. Oh my God. This is so good.
Is that chocolate dipped on there?
It's salted caramel with chocolate dipped in chocolate.
Are you in heaven?
This is heaven. I'm not coming home.